Good evening, I hope you're well. This video is really a look back at the 9 interesting sales I've had over the last month or so. Now I say interesting, it actually covers pretty much all of them. There's a few Trivial Pursuit sales in addition to these, but to be fair, not very many. For me, it's been even compared to normal, it's been a reasonably slow month. But again, I can't really complain as I only have 30 listings, so I can't really complain, and I'm not complaining because they're sales and sales and sales, and it's only part-time, so I thought I'd just very quickly take you through the things that have sold on eBay for me. Some of them are pretty low value, but yeah, I thought it would be a nice little interesting look. If I can remember how much I paid for them, I will say that, but I won't always remember. Anyway, so the first one is this Ravensburger Labyrinth board game. This is quite interesting. The box was in pretty good condition, and I remember I paid £1 for this one in the local clearance shop. It just looked really interesting. It was complete, and I hadn't seen anything like it before. I had it listed for £9.99, but accepted an offer of £6 for it plus postage and packaging. So not a huge amount, but it only cost £1, so I was happy. The next one, I've talked about Guess Who a few times. They sell the full versions of Guess Who, like the big board game versions, sell reasonably quickly, or really quickly actually. Normally, in my experience, if you price them appropriately, they normally sell within about a week of listing. This one took a bit longer. It's a travel version of the game. The box wasn't in brilliant condition. It had bloated a little bit, so I only put it up for £3.99. I think travel games don't seem to do very well for me for some reason, and it sold for £3.99. with shipping on top, so not a great sale, but it only cost 50p. So next up, it's a very board game heavy one actually. It's Headache, the board game. I listed this probably about a month ago, maybe 2 months. I think I listed it before Christmas. It didn't sell then, but it sold for £7.99 with shipping on top. Yeah, again, nice sale. It was all complete. It looked nice and be old style board games, which I always tend to look out for. Just look them up just in case there was something. Like I saw in the charity shops last week a Guess Where MB game. I looked it up because I've never heard it before, and that's got no value. Don't bother. But isn't it anything that has the old retro MB game with the little white stripe? I always just look up just in case, because you never know. And they're more retro. Well, they're older anyway. The next up is another one I've had for a while. It's the Domino Express Crazy Factory. It's the one that really annoyingly big box. That had some of the packs still sealed, so I couldn't even play with it to test it. Annoyingly, it wasn't complete either. It had some bits missing. There's nothing there you can actually play with it or do stuff with it. It's kind of like weird place where it had sealed bags of dominoes, but not all of the big component bits were there. Most of them were, but not all of them. So there's enough to do some of it, and it had the instructions. And that one sold for £8.99. That one was beginning to hang around a bit. I was starting to get a bit worried about that one, to be honest, as I was with the next one, which is the I don't know how to pronounce puzzle. I call it the Where's Wally kind of puzzle. It's the puzzle you don't know. Well, not Where's Wally. It's the kind of puzzle you don't know essentially what the picture's going to be until you've put it together. I think that's how it works anyway. This was the Wazjig 13 Calendar Girls 1000 piece jigsaw. It was brand new and sealed. I had it from ridiculously low offers for this one, but I eventually settled for a £6 offer, and I went for £6 with the postage on top. Next up was an interesting item, which I get this question several times on. I've had this question fairly frequently on various different listings, where someone buys it and then asks once they've already bought it if they can have it sent by first class. And in this case, they offered to pay the extra, but of course it is a bit of a faff to then work out how you actually get the extra. So I don't bother. I just say, okay, it's no problem. I'll post it first class and be done with it. Which is what I did for that one. So I was unsure if it was going to sell, because I was going to take it to the charity shop because I thought the value was so low. I thought it was not really anything worth it. But in the end, I kind of went, well, we'll just stick it on and see what happens. And it sold for £7.99. That was with free shipping, so I didn't pay postage, and it got sent by first class. So there wasn't a lot of money in that one. But next up is a bundle of Harry Potter books. I'm only including this one largely because it's the first time I've sold a bundle of Harry Potter books. They're not all hardbacks. What's that? The not all hard. Still doing okay. The not all hardbacks. It was 3 paperbacks and 4 hardbacks. The hardbacks were the hardbacks you normally expect, so book 4, 5, 6, and 7, and the paperbacks are books obviously 1, 2, and 3. But the 3rd paperback was a first edition, so it was a paperback first edition, but a first edition nonetheless, and that went for $49.99 with postage on top. And I believe that went via GSP. I can't remember where it went. I'm including this next one largely because I don't do ink very often, but I have learnt that whenever I see ink, to at the very least look it up, because you never know. And the ink that I've picked up so far has done reasonably well. And this is one case, and this is one case. It's the genuine HP 301XL ink cartridge. I paid $1.99 for it, and it was listed for $22.99. I think I listed for it because the box was a bit damaged on top. It was still sealed, but it was a bit damaged, and the actual expiry date isn't until May. Of course, the expiry date isn't actually that important because it will still work after that date. But that one, so I had so many offers for that varied from, I think the lowest I had was like 7, something like that, and the highest was 20. Interestingly, one person, straight after sending the offer, sent a message saying, "I sent you a very reasonable offer, please accept and I can pay." And that reasonable offer was, I think it was 17, so it wasn't a bad offer, but it was one offer of about 6 or 7 offers that came in that day. And obviously, this one won it out at £20. So that person I was saying, "I'm really sorry, but it's sold." A nice flip from $1.99 to $20 in effectively 2 days because it's sold. I bought it on the Saturday. Listed it on the Sunday, and it sold on the Monday. So that was nice. And the final one is the Knowing Me, Knowing You board game. This again went through GSP. I actually had an offer for this one as well to go via the GSP about a week ago, maybe? Was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember. They offered $8.99 and asked if I could send to Italy, and I kind of said I can, but it goes for the global shipping program. And when I looked it up, it would cost more to send it through the global shipping program than it would to actually buy the items. So I have no idea how much this person paid for it, but that person would have paid $14.99, I think it was, to send it through the global shipping program. So I wasn't surprised I didn't hear anything back from them. But this one sold straight out the full asking price at $9.99 plus postage and packaging, which came to $12.98. But I've no idea how much they paid because, again, it went via GSP. And that's all this video was. It was much more of a board game heavy couple of weeks than it has been. It was much more of a board game heavy couple of weeks than I thought it would be. Again, a bit of ink, and it really, board games, puzzles. That's it really, board games, puzzles, inks, and that domino factory. It's been a couple of Trivial Pursuit as well, but not many. It's definitely dropped off since Christmas. But yeah. That's all this video was. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, then please like, comment and subscribe, and maybe I will see you tomorrow. Which should be on tomorrow, provided the weather's okay. They've put an announcement saying we're on, so if I see you tomorrow, it should be a Whitchurch car boot sale. See you then. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.